Hello. Uh,
Hello.
yeah.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Good.
We've never done something like this before, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah. But I suppose I could introduce myself since you probably don't know me. People who are watching this.
Well, you were in my first Wind Waker video.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though.
That was.
All right. Well, I go on the internet by the name of Alxprit. I'm a novice Let's Player and occasional recomposer of certain video game songs. Also artist, Twitterer, and other things.
And this is SickBOT1, the person for who this channel is on, and Alex here and I were just a few days ago we were discussing the idea of a podcast. This might not be a regular thing. This is just to test the waters. We're gonna start out by talking about Kirby. I think that's the main thing that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I just suggested this because I'm having trouble making new LP episodes, so I thought I should just get out there in another way. So that's mostly why I'd want to try this. But I also do like the idea of discussing games and just thinking about all these interesting stuff that I might have to get out there.
Yeah. So that's great. Recently, Kirby Triple Deluxe came out a
May
couple weeks.
2nd.
May 2nd is when it came out, and it's a game that both Alex and I were really looking forward to because we're both really big Kirby fans.
I have played almost every Kirby game except for Epic Yarn
Epic Yarn's
and
really good.
parts of Crystal Shards because I never owned that game for very long.
Uh, I've played them all, except I have not played Squeak Squad, but since I find that that game's a bit generic for Kirby, it's not exactly high on my priorities. Maybe one
Nah,
day.
it's probably my least favorite Squeak Squad. It's just really short and really basic. But I mean, it's fine. It works, but
Yeah,
it's just not much compared to, say,
the other DS games.
well, the other DS games weren't exactly main series. Canvas Curse and Mass Attack,
Yeah,
although they are represented as Kirby games in Triple Deluxe's Keychain collection.
sure.
Yeah.
But some main series ones like Kirby's Return to Dreamland, that was great.
Yeah, it was. And of course, there will be obvious parallels between Return to Dreamland and Triple Deluxe since they pretty much run on the same engine.
Yeah. That's surprisingly they actually play pretty differently. I expected that when Triple Deluxe came out, it would be a lot like Return to Dreamland, and for the most part, I'm right about that. But Triple Deluxe had that 3D thing going, and they actually used it quite well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they made it so it's not just a gimmick where you go into the background for a little bit and then come out on the other side, like if you were playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door or Super Paper Mario. They actually went more in depth. Or if you've ever heard of it, the Virtual Boy Wario Land has a similar gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually have, like, the background interacts with the foreground, and it's not always just doing, like, attacks or something. Sometimes it's necessary for puzzle solving. Sometimes you see something in the background that you need to, like, chase. And there are
Yeah,
also certain items that interact with it, like shooting bullets or a giant laser thingy that you carry.
yeah, or Bandana D.
Yeah, but he kind of just throws stuff at you.
He does,
But
but it's
but
useful.
good intentions. And he's trying to help you save the king.
Yeah, of course, because he's a loyal servant of King DDD. It's actually kind of weird that King DDD hasn't really been an antagonist since Epic Yarn, and even then, that was manipulative.
Yeah, we've come a long way from the first Kirby game where King Dedede was the final boss to this Kirby game where he's the object of our quest to save.
Yeah.
And Dedede hasn't been Actually, I don't think any Kirby game has ever had the same final boss.
Technically, you could count Dreamland 1 and Spring Breeze from Superstar,
Well, I
maybe.
consider Superstar's final boss to be Marx. but
Sure, Marks. Spoilers if you haven't played.
right. I'm sure people have. I mean, the Superstar Ultra came out in 2008. That's 6 years ago. Can
I
you
haven't
believe
played
that?
that one. My roommate has it, but I didn't play it.
It's so good though.
I really should play that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's Superstar, but essentially
Yeah.
twice the content. It's insane.
I've played Superstar like 4 times, so I think
Yeah,
it's time to
I
on
probably
the
played it
Super
more.
Nintendo
I've probably
version.
played it more than 10 times myself.
Yeah. Well, you probably played it starting earlier than I did.
Yeah, I mean, I had it since the early days, so yeah.
I didn't have it until like 3 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, no Kirby games ever had the same final boss, which is an interesting thing that they do. They always have to introduce something new.
It's like
Well, I
Zero in Dreamland 3, Zero 2 in 64, uh, Yin Yarn in Epic Yarn, of
mm-hmm.
course.
And, let's see. Dark Matter, Dark Mind, Dark Nebula, I think was the Squeak Squad one. Skull Lord from Mass Attack, Drossia from Canvas Curse, um, Return to Dreamland's very obvious antagonist.
Hey, I didn't think he was gonna be the bad guy at first.
Well, I mean, it's like you kind of see it coming when it happens. It's like you should have known.
Yeah.
You you
I'm
kind of
usually
feel like
pretty
you should.
oblivious to these kinds of twists, so maybe you're right.
Maybe I don't know. I thought it was really cool though. At least.
Yeah, it's like, go get these gears for me, and then it's like, oh, I'm evil, I'm gonna kill you. Thanks for helping me, guys.
Yeah,
Spoilers if you ever played Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
you should
You
because
really
it's a good game.
Yeah, one of the best Wii games too.
I know some people think Triple Deluxe is better. I think you're in that boat.
I am in the boat. I like Triple Deluxe more than I like Return to Dreamland.
I mean, there's certain things that are better and worse in each game. Like, but to me, I kind of equate it as the difference between a console game and a handheld game. Return to
Cause
Dreamland has just a lot more content, but that's because it is a console game.
yeah,
So I think that's part of the reason why there's more. For
yeah,
a handheld game, Triple Deluxe does have a good amount of things to do.
like
Even though
keychains.
I beat it only like 5 hours after I got it.
Yeah, which is takes dedication to beat a game like that
It was just
fast.
blowing by. I didn't know what to do except keep on going.
Yeah, it is a pretty short game too, but it's a Kirby game, so what do you expect?
Yeah,
Mass
exactly.
Attack, except Mass Attack, that's actually a
Mass Attack
really
is a long game.
that's a
Canvas
very
Curse
long.
is actually a pretty long game too. At least it's challenging.
Yeah, I have not owned Canvas Curse for a long time. I can't even remember much about the game. I mean, I know it's played, but I don't remember much about it.
The levels were kind of meaty. There were like the medals you could collect around, and then there were like the time trial modes, the uh, no abilities or no ink modes, and all that different
Sure,
stuff, and all those mini games, and it
you guys
was
remember
just
those?
there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, pretty big for DS games too.
Hmm.
Canvas Curse and Mass Attack.
And Superstar Ultra, as I said.
And Superstar Ultra, that has like all the games that Superstar has plus like 20,
Eh.
right?
Well, yeah, it's got let's see, what are the modes? Revenge of the King, Helper to Hero, what's it called? Super Meta Nightmare Ultra, and the
True
True
Arena.
Arena.
Yeah, True Arena. I've heard about that one.
And there's also 3 new mini games, but who cares about those?
I don't know. Some people like mini games. I mean,
The
that's why
only
there's
mini
so many
games I
mini
really
game
cared
popular.
about were the ones in Mass Attack.
Yeah, like the RPG one, that was fun.
Yeah,
And I
it's
know you're a sucker for RPGs, so of
uh,
course you would like that.
I mean, that wasn't a real RPG, but it was very, very interesting with so many references to past Kirby games and all the mini games, really.
Yeah.
Especially that one, and also the pinball one, and the space shooter one.
I actually don't remember that many of the mini games from most Kirby games, but I do remember some of them from like Nightmare and Dreamland, which
Hmm.
regrettably I don't have anymore. I have the Wii Virtual Console NES version of Kirby's Adventure, and also the 3D, yeah, the
3D
3D one,
Classics,
the 3D classics.
which I also recently picked up because it was on Club Nintendo.
Yay!
Yeah, I beat it just a few hours ago, actually.
Sweet. Yeah,
Uh,
it's
it
a
was
fun
easier
game.
than I remember, but that's probably because I have played it once before.
Yeah, I've played it several times, but that's just
I
me.
didn't 100% it. I was actually going for a no copy ability run.
Oh, okay. So you can't get all the switches when you do that. No,
No.
but it's not like in the newer Kirby games where there's something to get every level. It's just there's like no switches for the first two worlds, and then in World 3, I think there's a couple, and then there's just more and more
It
as you go
really
on.
picks up until World 6, and then like World 6 is one in like every level except like one or two.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like now it's in a Kirby Mass Attack, get all the medals, and I remember there was one level in Mass Attack where you had to like kill off some of your,
Right, I remember that. That was the last medal I got.
yeah, and
In like the snow level where you needed a certain amount of Kirby's to get the snowball to go like lower than it usually does.
but I don't want to kill my Kirby army. What are you doing, Hal?
Yeah.
And plus, you couldn't get all the medals in one run in that level, no matter what you did, too.
Mm,
It's also very annoying.
yeah.
But no such thing in Triple Deluxe. I didn't even have to use a guide to get any of the Sunstones in that game.
No, not the Sunstones. The rare keychains are a different story.
I haven't gone back and gotten all the rare keychains if I haven't gotten any.
Uh,
I,
yeah.
I mean, I've gotten them, but I don't know if I've gotten them all.
Well, you can always check.
I always
They
could.
have like videos and stuff about them, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got them all. I had to use. Um, I mostly used videos to make sure which levels I didn't need to check before because there's no way to tell if you got the rare keychain for a specific level already, like unlike the Sunstones.
Yeah. Maybe they
Um,
just did that to be a little more difficult about that. I don't know.
I mean, it's nice to have like
Yeah.
hidden stuff. Also, very well hidden are the HAL rooms in that game.
I haven't gotten I found a single one of those.
Wait, you found one?
I no, I haven't found any.
Oh, no, I haven't found any either. I mean,
I haven't looked,
I
but
didn't even get them in Return to Dreamland. I just read about them and saw videos and such. But
same
there are
here, I
apparently
guess.
three. One in like the first world and one in the last world, and the third one I don't even remember.
I remember that the credits for Triple Deluxe actually showed one of the HAL rooms.
Yeah, they did. Kind of like a, you
You,
know, watch out. There's
it's
this
like you're,
thing
it's like
hiding.
you're teasing me.
Yeah.
You're
The
teasing
credits
me.
for the game actually did tease quite a bit. They teased about the secret ending too. The thing.
Like you need all 100 Sunstones to get the real ending.
No, no. You don't need the Sunstones for the real. It's the ending of one of the other modes in the game. They
Is it
showed
Day to Day Tour?
yeah. They showed like a little split image of the well in the frames that roll by during the credits. They showed the little um DDD guy.
DDD guy?
Yeah. Did you play through the end of it?
No, I've only beaten the first three levels of that one.
Ah man, I can't talk about
Sorry,
it.
I meant to finish it before we did this, but I didn't have much time to play games today.
Ah man, there's so much.
Sorry.
Oh man.
We could talk about the other modes. We can talk about Kirby Fighters, and we can talk about
Yeah. Kirby Fighters. Really, it's fine. It works, but there are just some abilities I really would have loved to see,
yeah.
like Spear, for instance. I just love spears in every game. There's so many good spears in games, like the one in Sword of Mana and the one in Monster Hunter 3, and they're just great, and Kirby's spear is no exception.
I tried the second level with Archer, and it's impossible.
Oh.
That I
Hmm.
the Archer is not a very good melee weapon, to say the least.
Not close combat at
Not close
least. The
combat.
charged up the totally charged up shot does a lot of damage, but
It does,
you
but
really have to be careful with that.
yeah, but it's more useful in Final Fantasy V, to be honest.
Yeah, I beat very hard on Kirby Fighters with Parasol, and that took
Nice.
a lot a lot of tries. I could look it up now, but I'm pretty sure I spent almost an hour trying to beat Shadow Kirby at the end.
Ah, okay. With
And
with Parasol, or are you just experimenting with
with
different?
with with Parasol, I just liked Parasol because of the dash attack and all the
Yeah,
other stuff.
it's a pretty cool
Um,
ability. Even though
yeah,
it's been around since Adventure, it's still pretty cool.
yeah. It's really the versions of it that give it all those cool moves, like the Superstar version and the new 3D versions of it, that make it a very interesting ability. It's always been one of my semi
Yeah.
favorites.
Also, a pretty useful weapon in Smash Bros.
Ah, oh, that was in Melee, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember if it
Uh,
was in 64, but it was in Melee and Brawl. I know that.
was it in Brawl?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
I don't think it
I don't think they
was.
would get rid of items.
They did get rid of some items though. The cloaking device wasn't in Brawl,
Oh,
and
oh,
the
right. Because that.
and the flipper wasn't in Brawl. They brought the bumper back.
Oh, okay. I
Uh,
thought that Brawl had the flipper, but I don't know. It's been a while since I played Brawl.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Smash 3D is coming out soon, so maybe I should play
Yeah.
more Brawl.
Yeah. Nah.
I'm just gonna call the
The
3DS version Smash 3D and the Wii U version Smash 4 to
uh,
distinguish them.
well, yeah. They're both Smash 4, but like they're called Smash for 3DS and Smash for Wii U, but 4 is in the title of both technically.
When you think about it that way, yeah. So back in Triple Deluxe, there's the I don't remember what it's called, but the rhythm game where you have DDD on the
DDD's Drum Dash.
3DD's Drum Dash. I love that game.
It was fun and also very frustrating on the bonus level.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't gotten to bonus level yet, but still,
It is insane.
being someone who has played a lot of rhythm games, which is more accurately just Guitar Hero and Rock Band, I
mm,
really like. I really like the DDD Drum Dash.
I play rhythm games too. I've played Elite Beat Agents and Fiat Rhythm Final Fantasy.
Where those are good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Both of them on like 3DS. Am I right?
Well, yeah. Elite Beat Agents was on DS. They really need to make a comeback with that game. I think it would be a really good idea.
Yeah, maybe. Just everything in
Eh,
glorious 3D and a circle pad.
yeah. Drum Dash, fun game. Gets really frustrating. You have to get gold medals on all the levels for the bonus one, and get gold medal on the bonus one to technically have completed the
To
mode.
get an FC.
Yeah, although there are platinum medals for doing them absolutely perfectly, but you don't need to worry about
I
that.
got platinum for the first two songs. I haven't gotten it for the third one yet.
Yeah, it reminds me of the ability challenges from Return to Dreamland, where there were also bronze, silver, gold, and platinum medals.
Yeah. There are so many in that game that I have never gotten and swear I never will.
Mm, yeah, I think for completion in Return to Dreamland, I think you only needed to actually clear the ability challenges once, and that was good enough.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I guess we mentioned DDD Tour. It's kind of a spoiler since it comes after the main game, but basically you just play through the game as King
Well,
DDD.
an abridged version of the game, because
Yeah, it cuts out Hypernova sections.
yeah.
We didn't talk about Hypernova at all
No,
either.
we didn't. That's kind of
Uh,
replaces the super abilities from Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
yeah,
And
so
plus, it's
it's
permanent until you beat the level, so that's nice.
mhm. and
Unlike the huge abilities, and
and you get to keep your old copy ability after you get rid of it, which is also nice.
yeah,
It kind of reminds me of all those special super weapons you get at the end of Kirby games, like the Star Rod and the Starship from Superstar, and the Master Sword from Amazing Mirror.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's it feels more unique and more powerful in its own rights, especially in the final parts of the game.
And especially when you're eating things that you clearly should not be able to eat in real life. So, like, throw all realism out the window. We don't care. It's a video game. Yeah, da, 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 da.
Especially since it's Kirby after
Especially
all.
since it is Kirby, and he's like, he has no stomach, and yet he eats more than anyone else.
Yeah, one of the most fun things to eat is the health bar of Flowery Woods at the end of the final level.
I laughed my butt off when I saw that.
It just feels so satisfying to kill a boss in one hit with something like that.
And then eat his health bar.
Yeah, just rip it off the screen. Throw caution to the wind.
Of course. Game's breaking the fourth wall. It can be done correctly, and it has
Yeah, of
been done
course.
correctly.
It always comes down to that.
And it's not just going like, now, what would a platform game be without platforms?
Kirby's always been a little different with its platforming. It's kind of not too fast, not too slow. You can go at your own pace.
Plus, it's not as
Um,
punishing since you can always recover a jump.
mm-hmm.
Except in 64, they kind of limit your floating ability in that one.
Don't even talk to me about that one crystal that you're just out of reach to fly up to it.
You mean that you have to get like Cutter and Stone and use
Yeah,
this
and
hamster
become Rick from Dreamland
2 and
2
3?
and 3. Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
and they did that mechanic on purpose just so that they could do that one shard.
Mm-hmm.
I swear they did.
I swear to. They really shouldn't limit the flying because the way that Kirby works is that it's less about platforming and more about like fighting your way through the enemies.
Yeah.
And it's like a kind of a middle ground between many other platformers. Ones where you go really fast through the level, try to avoid everything, and others where you really take your time and look for stuff, like Yoshi's Island, for example.
Yeah. And I heard that in Yoshi's New Island, there's a lot of really, really cryptic collectibles like the coins or the flowers. Does not.
The old Yoshi's Island had some pretty cryptic things too.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself
And I think
wrong
they
there.
ramped it up in New Island, but
They really shouldn't have if they did.
the rest of the game is supposedly really easy. So this is all just going off of an LP I've been watching, but
Yeah, I haven't seen anything except occasional reviews of it. Doesn't look like a game I'm interested in, so I'm glad for
I
that.
do want to play the original, and I don't care that it's the GBA version that's hitting the Wii U Virtual Console. I think that's the one I'm gonna get since I don't have a Super Nintendo.
Well, if you want to, I did play that on the Ambassador program for the 3DS.
And that's the GBA version again.
Mm-hmm. My God, that was an absolute chore. I fell out of love with Yoshi's Island a while back.
Yeah, you told
Yeah,
me the story before.
I haven't told the viewers.
And yeah, I haven't told the viewers.
Yeah, I won't tell them though. It's fine.
Okay, you just did.
No, I mean I kind of did,
Gosh,
but
gosh,
it's fine.
God.
Back to that.
I think we talked. Oh wait, there's also the abilities in Triple Deluxe that we could talk about.
Ah,
Like,
right.
like Hammer
How
now.
about you start with the others, and I'll save all my gushing for one.
Okay.
You know the one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking
We
about
already
too.
talked about Archer, so
Yeah, Archer.
that's fine.
It's good for cutting down ropes, I guess, but
Yeah, and hitting
and
bomb
hitting
pucks
bombs,
from a distance too.
not too. Sorry, somebody's crinkling tinfoil or something outside. Hammer now has this fire uppercut, which is really nice, as if Hammer needed to be better.
It did have that hammer flip, I think it's called, back in Superstar. It's like you charge it up and you unleash it. It's like really really powerful.
Yeah, but it didn't have
But
fire.
I think it had fire.
Did it have fire?
It might
Am I
have.
wasting my time talking about the fire on the hammer?
Maybe. I do know that one thing they changed in Triple Deluxe is you can't throw your hammer at the enemy, therefore losing your power anymore.
Yeah, I only really did that in dire needs anyway.
Yeah, I never used that.
Yeah,
I think in VDD's mode you can do it though, but he gets it back immediately because it's his.
because it is his signature weapon and the only one he can use. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll now talk about some abilities that really are new. There's the bell ability, which you just shake some bells, make some noise, and it's all good. It's not the best one, but it's one that I think is underrated. I like it.
They did its best to feature it in the first level it came out in, but it has a perfect guard, which is nice, but I never really found myself using it too much.
Sure. Then there's also circus, which is kind of a jack of all trades. There's like all sorts of circus performances you can do. You can blow up balloons, balance on a ball, go through a ring of fire. That one is the move with circus that I used all the time, just going through the ring of fire, because I found that
Well,
pretty useful.
yeah, fire is useful. It's like another way to light
Yeah.
fuses and stuff.
Also,
And
also juggling things upward and just bouncing all around like an idiot.
yeah,
Again,
it's kind of hard to control though, which is kind of my beef with it.
yeah,
Why I didn't really use it that often.
yeah, it gets you hit a lot if you're fighting a mini boss. So you're
Hmm.
best off using like the ring of fire, or if they're floating above you, maybe this juggling ability. But I think it was
All
actually
right.
my favorite ability and new ability that they introduced because it was a jack of all trades and it was goofy and the enemy that you get it from is actually quite nice looking too.
Yeah, I do like the new enemy designs. I'm glad that Circus appealed to you because it's able to appeal to a lot of different people and such.
It is,
Uh,
and I
uh,
think that's all the new abilities except for that one that you wanted to talk about. So
yes, exactly. Beetle, my favorite ability because not only is it a bug, which is nice, and it has a lot of fun moves that it can use, but it's also a throwback to the classic ability Suplex from Superstar, which was just insane. And they made it obscenely good by combining the ability to throw things at enemies with the ability to hit them with a standard attack and all sorts of moves that would make you temporarily invulnerable, like the up attack in the air, and it just wrecks bosses. I gotta say,
it does wreck bosses, yes.
always I had to go through the boss rushes in that game. Spoiler: there are boss rushes in the game.
Holy crap! It's not like we haven't had those since like Superstar or anything.
Nah, even before. No, not before that. I keep on thinking Dreamland 3 came out before it, but it didn't.
I think Dreamland 2 might have had a boss rush, but I can't
I
remember.
don't think it did.
No, it did. It
The
did. It had
it
it
did?
had a boss rush, didn't it?
Oh,
No, that's
man, I played Dreamland 2 once and forgot completely about it.
it's one of the less memorable ones, but it's still good. Dreamland 3 is better though.
Definitely. And even though it's a step back from Superstar, I still really love the game because of all the mixing with partners and fun things, puzzles, and uh, God, I'm gonna shit.
Okay.
But yeah, Superstar's suplex ability was just fun because you could grab a thing and just unleash it whenever you wanted, and it throws have traditionally always dealt a lot of damage in Kirby because they're pretty much the equivalent of swallowing something and spitting it out.
Yeah. Okay. And I checked. Dreamland 2 did have a boss rush mode.
Ah,
It seems like
okay, good.
every main series game since that has had one. So that's discounting the uh, Canvas Curse and Mass Attack.
Right.
Those didn't have it.
Canvas Curse only had Dracia was the only real boss in that game, so that's fine.
Eh, forgot.
Mass Attack did have a boss rush at the very, very end, once you got all the medals, I think.
Uh, okay.
And yeah, I think Squeak Squad had one.
Yeah, Squeak Squad
Yeah, I
had
think
one.
it definitely did. Um, so yeah, the boss rushes have been different from game to game, but this one follows the classic Superstar format of having
Mini bosses and stuff.
basically you pick your power before you go off, and then once you finish a battle, you get a hub with two different powers and I believe five Maxim tomatoes that become normal tomatoes after you return to the room again. And new to Triple Deluxe is also one Maxim tomato you can keep in your passive slot to use whenever you want.
Oh, okay. I need to
Um,
do that in Triple Deluxe still.
yeah. There's also the advanced arena, the true arena, which is a little different. It only gives you normal tomatoes and not Maxim, and they don't respawn. And in the hub world, instead of getting two powers, you always get one power and sleep.
I'm gonna beat everybody by sleeping. I'm Jigglypuff.
Yeah. Oh, great, great, very good.
The world will never know. The world will never know what it's like to beat any Kirby boss rush with sleep.
Now, sleep has always been that ability that nobody wants. I remember
Well,
there
because it
being
can't.
one part in Superstar where it's like wind is blowing and there's a whole bunch of sleep trophies in your way and you have to dodge them or else you'll be blown back.
Yeah, that part is hilarious. And I think they also had a similar thing in Triple Deluxe, just not to the same caliber. But
Yeah.
and a couple times they did offer sleep before mini bosses. So
Uh, did they? Oh, well,
I I
probably just as the enemy Noddy, not as an actual trophy.
it is. You don't see Naughty Nod that much in Triple Deluxe either. Only like a couple times in the whole game.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose nobody really wants to see him.
No, even though he's completely avoidable, you don't have to eat him.
No, yeah, you don't. Just stab him.
You meanie! Hit someone while they're sleeping. That's dirty.
Hey, sometimes he walks.
Yeah, very little though. Okay. I think we're all Kirby'd out. We talked pretty much about everything in Triple Deluxe.
Yeah, pretty much. Keychains, fun, nods to almost every Kirby game except all the spin-offs on the Game Boy like Block Ball and Pinball Land and Star Stacker.
I still need to finish like Block Ball.
Block Ball is one of my favorite nostalgic games to talk about, but we're done, I think.
Yeah, we're done with Kirby.
Okay.
We can talk
Um,
about something else. Talk about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
uh, um, what can I say? I'm looking forward to it.
Not really much to talk about it right now, except for the fact that yes, they are remakes. They were confirmed in that one financial report from last week,
Mhm.
and also that Kyogre and Groudon look cool in 3D, and they will most likely be getting Mega Evolutions because the TV show pointed out the differences and
Yeah,
la la.
they might be Mega Evolutions, but what I think is more likely is that they're just new alternate forms, kind of like White and Black Kyurem. Um, I surmise that they would be called like Alpha Kyogre and Omega Groudon, but
Sure, sure.
yeah, but I don't think they're Megas.
I think they're Megas. I
But
mean,
they're
or in the
definitely additions to the game that weren't in X and Y, or if they were just really well hidden in the code. But so that would mean that if somebody were to use these new forms, they would not be able to do it with X and Y unless they patched X and Y for compatibility, which would also lead credence into the addition of other Mega Evolutions or other various forms of Pokemon in Omega and Alpha.
yeah, which I would be in favor of because I want Mega Sceptile
Yeah,
and also Mega Swampert.
it would be pretty cool to see those designs, I think.
Because you see all the fan arts and it's like Mega Blaziken exists. Why do the other two Hoenn starters not have Megas? But then again, why does Charizard have two
either
Megas?
they both get megas or they just keep Mega Blaziken event exclusive and never distribute Blazikenite ever again.
There is that, but I like the first suggestion more. I don't
Yeah,
like the.
I would like to. Excuse me. I would like to see more things in the game, especially.
It's like
I'm
Blazikenite Alpha and Blazikenite Delta. I mean, no, not Delta. No. Alpha and Omega.
Something I'm looking forward to is if they'll add towns or routes to Hoenn like they did with Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Well, for that one, they pretty much just added this Fari Zone and also
Uh,
uh, the
Pokeathlon, I think, is
oh yeah,
how
the
it's
Pokeathlon
pronounced.
too. But I was gonna say the
They also added all the old Kanto dungeons that were cut from the game back, but I guess that's not very significant.
that's only Cerulean Cave though.
No,
Oh, and
they
also
put in
Seafoam Islands,
Viridian
right?
Forest, Seafoam Islands. Didn't put in Mount Moon. It was still cut back, but that's okay.
Then they also added the Battle Frontier from Platinum, but that was where the Battle Tower was in Crystal.
Mm-hmm. And they used the old Battle Tower music from Crystal instead of the
The Platinum music.
yeah. So that was nice. I think that they'll add more stuff to it. If anything, I'm expecting a revisit to the Sevi Islands because in Emerald you could go to Naval Rock and Birth Island as events. So maybe
That's
they would
right,
add the
yeah.
other seven in as a way because there is a boat in the game that you can take. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah, and
kind of that'd be
it
kind
would
of
mean
cool.
less of a sorry.
Even going.
It would mean less of a reason to remake Fire Red and Leaf Green too, because I already think they shouldn't remake those games. You can get the Kanto starters in X and Y for Pete's sake.
Yeah, X and Y were a huge groveling at Kanto's feet, in my opinion, at times, especially because of the starters and their megas, and Charizard getting two of them, and Mewtwo getting two of them. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I want more Hoenn Megas.
I think we have a pretty good amount of Hoenn megas already, to be honest.
We have let's see,
I can pull
uh,
them up.
we have a Weil.
Let's see.
We have not Sableye to my chagrin because I like Sableye.
Gardevoir,
Oh, right.
Aggron, Medicham, Manectric, Bayonet, and Absol.
That is 7.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
Compared to Kanto, Venusaur to Charizard's Blastoise, Alakazam, Gengar, Kangaskhan, Pinsir, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and the two Mewtwo's. So it's not as much as Kanto, but it's more than Johto, which only
And
had Scizor, Ampharos, Heracross, Houndoom, and Tyranitar.
that's 5.
Yeah.
And then Sinnoh only got 3. You got
Garchomp,
a bomb.
Lucario, and Abomasnow. Abomasnow is
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah, it's like a huge snowball.
Although I did get to use it in my Wonder Trade run of Y. That was pretty cool.
Nice. Although you didn't get the stone for it until after game.
No, you get the stone from it when you save it in Frost Cavern.
Okay, right. It's one of the few stones you get 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Before the after game.
It's part of the reason I want to use it. Plus, they did give me a fully evolved Abomasnow on Wonder Trade. I don't know why.
Just count yourself lucky that you got such a powerful Pokemon for that part of the game.
Yeah. There was also my Gibble, which just wrecked things with Dragon Rage early on.
Yeah.
Uh,
I did a randomized Ruby recently, and like the first trainer aside from your rival had an Electrode that knew Sonic Boom.
oh no.
It was luck getting past that guy.
Oh no, Sonic Boom that early. That's terrible.
No.
Uh,
He's like my Shelder was the only one that had more than 20 HP.
yeah. For those of you who like randomized runs, I have an LP of a randomized Emerald. It's a very basic version. It doesn't randomize trainer encounters, but it is still a good time if you are interested in that sort of thing. It is pretty much finished at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah. Except he didn't fight Steven.
No, I didn't, but I was there was an update to the randomizer, so I'm thinking of showing that off at a later date.
Like showing off that you can fight randomized trainers and whatnot. And
Yeah, I think there's a lot of neat touches. One of the neatest touches, I think, in the randomizer is that there are different ways to randomize Pokemon. Either just have an equal chance of encountering everything in any patch of grass, or do a one-for-one substitution for each species of Pokemon, or do a one-for-one substitution of each slot of Pokemon in each specific route, including different floors of caves and other places.
I think I had that slot one when I did Ruby, and also when I did Viet Crystal.
Yeah,
So
I think the no, don't.
random Viet
I
Crystal, I
think I
did it.
have. I think the slot one is the most fun, to be honest. Um,
That would make sense.
I did do one of those for Soul Silver on my own time. Uh, Managed to get some legendaries in that one, like Rayquaza. Uh, Definitely fought my fair share of legendaries.
Yeah, I used Articuno in my Viet Crystal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that's a good choice. I'm just looking at. I wrote down the teams that people had in Soul Silver in my randomized Soul Silver in the rematches, just so I'd know for reference. Except for Price, I could never get up early enough to fight him.
Change your DS's clock, or no way, you're using an emulator. That's
No, I'm using
right.
my SD card, so I can. I
Okay.
could change my clock, but then all of my things get reset, and all the day events go back a day, and they have countermeasures against that.
It does screw everything up.
Uh, it's
Although I could get Blue's number by manipulating the clock a lot, so it's not all bad.
did I get blue? No, I didn't fight blue either.
No.
I had,
Blue is really hard in his rematch in Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
no, he's pretty strong. Yeah.
And also Sabrina. Friggin' Wobbuffet.
Yeah. That's another thing I'm wondering about with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, how they're going to handle the rematches with the Pokenav.
Hopefully better than Emerald
Yeah,
did.
hopefully, because it was just completely random whether they wanted to or not. I
And that's
wouldn't.
fine. That was fine for Ruby and Sapphire when it was just regular trainers, but
Yeah,
you're doing Emerald and you want the gym leaders? Give me the freaking gym leaders.
they were really hard to rematch. I wanted to show that off in my random Emerald too, but I just couldn't do it. I was trying to fight them all until they got to their final teams, but they just wouldn't rematch me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was a,
hopefully they have a sort of balance between their system and Heart Gold and Soul Silver's, where you just call people during specific times and they fight you.
yeah.
I did like that because you could fight them during that time and then leave the route, call them again, fight them again over and over and over again.
Yeah, that too. I haven't gotten a taste for Platinum's rematch system yet, but
And it's just a
apparently
versus
it's
seeker. It's pretty straightforward.
well, you don't have control over who you can fight though.
Uh, what do you
Do
mean?
you? I heard that you go into the battleground and then whoever's there is who you can fight.
Yeah, that's true, but
And then resetting and
yeah,
will
that
change it.
changes daily. But there's also, like I said, the versus seeker for normal trainers. So that's more of a
Which
reliable way to level up. There's a pair of trainers on that rainy route north of Veilstone that are really good. I trained my Kingdra on them because Swift Swim helped them out a lot there.
sounds like it.
Back in Diamond and Pearl, there was a trainer with a Chansey you could rematch, and that was pretty nice. But in Platinum, that Chansey no longer exists.
Damn Platinum. Well, Platinum is the better game, but
My only
oh,
hope for future Pokemon games is Horde Battles of Chansey.
Horde Battles of Chansey.
Yes.
Level up 7 levels in one fight.
Beautiful. Mwah.
Bonus points of their Blissey.
Yes, exactly.
So we talked a lot about Kirby and Pokemon, and
That's pretty much what's happening. That's what we're looking forward to, especially. Um,
also Smash.
yes, Smash Brothers. We'll
And
probably
I know
talk more about
you
that on a later date if this keeps on going on. Probably
yeah,
dedicate an entire session to that
yeah,
specifically.
yeah, and I know you can't exactly play this when it comes out, but Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that one's gonna be fun too.
I've heard a lot about it. I watch videos on it all the time and marvel at how beautiful it looks.
Even though it's not 1080p, therefore it looks terrible.
Oh, God damn it! Don't even go there, man.
I don't give a crap if it's 1080p or not. It looks amazing, shows what the Wii U is capable of graphically, and it just looks really fun.
Yeah, from the first moment I actually looked at Wii U stuff, I always thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, same here.
I mean,
Like when I saw the stream where they announced the system and there was like a flower that was floating in the wind or something, but then apparently that was like the Xbox 360 version or something, or
uh,
I
okay.
don't even remember. I think they showed like the Xbox 360 version of Ninja Gaiden 3 or something instead of the Wii U version, but
Show that they can handle it at least. But yeah, Wii U graphics is pretty good. Maybe not on par with the other ones, but it's still very respectable.
yeah, I think it looks great and colorful.
Beautiful. So yeah.
That's really all the time that we have.
All right. Yeah.
I thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I know it's kind of a longer video than I usually do,
Especially me too.
and especially for Alex here. Everybody, go ahead and subscribe to Alxprit. He's currently doing this uh like
um,
second playthrough of Sword of Mana.
girl version of Sword of Mana.
Girl version of Sword of Mana. It's
Yes.
abridged, but
Basically, just the story, not the battles. Although some battles are shown, but
yeah.
it's just for the story because the story is a lot more interesting on the girl's path, to be honest.
And he's also done Amazing Mirror for the Game Boy Advance. Actually, most of his LPs are on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Then Minish Cap, Super Mario RPG, like it was mentioned before, randomized Pokemon Emeralds.
I believe that's all of them, except for my original run of Sword of Mana, which is kind of
Which I
laughably bad at this point.
I haven't seen it, so
Yeah. In the future, I am planning. I haven't announced this yet, but I am not officially. I am planning an LP of Secret of Evermore for the SNES, which is a really fun game.
he doesn't like Secret of Mana though.
I like Secret of Mana. I just don't like it as much as some other Mana games.
Like Sword and
Um, the one
Secret of
who
Evermore, I
can't
think.
that you can't pronounce.
Uh,
Seiken Densetsu 3.
Seiken Densetsu 3.
Legend of the Holy Sword 3.
Zelda 3, the game where you chase a pig and get some cheese.
That's not Zelda 3. There's no pigs in that game.
The pigs in Wind Waker, but there's not pigs in Zelda 3.
No. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
that's what's on my list. Secret of
Okay,
Evermore. It's not a Mana game, but it plays like one, so it pretty much is.
I assumed it was the same series anyway. Anyway, link to his channel is in the description. His YouTube channel is actually Latius Lord, not Alxprit like his
I
his
don't know how
moniker.
to change it.
You can't. You can only change how it looks on
Yeah.
your
Um,
videos.
Anyway, before we go, I just wanted to, let you know if you like this format, let us know. If there's any changes you think we could make, let us know. Like, just maybe a more solid structure to the format instead of just going off on random tangents or stuff like that. So please
Yeah,
let Sakabi know in the comments, and he'll take them into consideration for next time if it happens.
yeah. We probably won't be able to do these regularly because it's kind of hard to work around each other's schedules, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So, at least I uploaded something that wasn't a fake Let's Play. So, thanks for watching.
All right, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.